Hello. It is beginning of April, and I'm in southern Idaho, and it's snowing still. I went for a run this morning, and it was blowing. I think the wind chill. After I got back, I realized it said it was around 10 degrees or something. Just this is insane weather. Um, I am ready for the sun. Anyway, just another quick video. I wanted to do talk about being grounded, but I talk about that a lot. So, what I want to talk about it more specifically is observer mode. Be an observer. And again, this takes a lot of practice. And I'm talking in just regular life right now, nothing metaphysical, well, sort of, but in regular life when we're dealing with our daily lives, our routines, our news, our politics, our viruses, whatever's coming at us. Now, specifically, also more the news and politics. There's a concerted effort, and I've talked about this before, for years, decades, to keep us at each other's throats, to keep us in division. It's an age-old Sun Tzu, the Art of War by Sun Tzu, talks about how do you control people or go in and take over a country or a people. What's the first things you do is you keep them at each other's throats, you keep them divided, you keep them in fear, they're easier to control. So that's been happening to us for a long, long time. And the news subsidized that. Most of the news and most of the headlines and most of the social media that we're buying into can feed into that big time. Now, I'm not saying to stop any of this. And I'm saying, though, what we can do, though, is take all this information and look at it, but take it from as neutral a point as we can. We're human beings. We are going to have biases. I've talked about this with myself. I'm a Trump supporter. I've said this before, but also I don't take everything that he says um, like gospel. I mean, the vaccines were the classic example. He recommended that. I was not going that way because it's what I teach. But my point being is, you can observe, you can follow people, you can be a fan of somebody, you can like President Biden, you can like Biden, you can like certain figures in the world or entertainment figures or what, but you can look at them and you can look what they're saying and observe rather than being pulled down into the muck is what I call it. Meaning, again, the news. There's always going to be something every single day. Trump's getting arrested, or the border's wide open, or the Chinese and their spy balloons. Something to just get us into this state of fear and a division. So this does go in a little metaphysical, but science has proven, mainstream science, that lower vibration emotions like fear, anger, worry, desperation, jealousy, these are lower vibration emotions, cause disease. It really does. And among other things, restless nights, sleep, we're on edge. Higher vibration emotions like love, being of service, kindness, hope, all these sort of things can keep us above the fray. We maintain these emotions. We don't get dragged down into that lower emotion stuff. So we become observers, Now, that doesn't mean we stop living life or we stop getting involved. By all means, we can get involved in as much as we want. But don't get dragged into the I'm right, you're wrong, I'm right, you're wrong, or everybody who has an opposing viewpoint of mine is automatically demonized and they deserve to go here and that. We want to get out of that. So part of that, this takes a lot of practice, is you go in with a detachment of sorts. You can believe strongly in anything you want or any person you want, but you can come in with a detachment and an observer mode, and still be effective in what you want to do, but you're not getting drugged down into those emotions, which end up at the end of the day clouding our judgment, clouding logic. When you're in fear, when you're angry, when you're just upset and outraged about everything every single day, you're not thinking clearly. That's proven. And you make bad decisions. That's proven as well. Like we've all been there. We've been angry at our girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever relationships you've been in, and you do really stupid stuff because you're not thinking clearly and you're driven by emotions. And again, I'm not saying you need to eliminate emotions like Spock. You can have great emotions, but you want them to be higher vibration emotions like, again, service, gratefulness, love, kindness, these sort of things. So you embrace everybody and you listen to everything and you listen to it all come in, even stuff you just don't like, but you put it in your hopper and then you use your own discernment based on your own research and your observations, and you decide what's right for you, which is the right path for you to take, or where you want to be in this whole madness of the world that we're in right now. So again, the overall bigger picture I'm talking about here is being an observer and trying to be as detached as possible. And this goes into more metaphysical or things we talk about. Let go of the outcomes. You know, the more you try to control something, the more out of control it gets. And again, I'm not saying to just go wandering around aimlessly like I tend to do sometimes, but that's a choice. You have a goal. You can have goals. You can accomplish them. But if you find yourself beating your head against the wall over and over and over, it might be time to step back, take a deep breath, and say, "This is not working this way." And usually something much better, an idea comes along in a day or two. This is getting off that treadmill, taking a deep breath, becoming an observer, and also a little bit of detached from the outcome. So that's just a little bit, especially again, going into where we are, in the midst of what we are, not going into, we're in the midst of chaos and upheaval, and it's happening more and more and more. And now is the time. I've talked about this for years. It's always the time to be grounded, to be in your own peace, to be detached, to be an observer is a better word than detached, because observer, we can still be involved, but we're observing and not getting drugged down into that pit of bad emotions, of anger, of despair, of worry, of all that. I think you get my point. So become an observer. It takes a lot of work, but try it. Your body will love you for it, and your mind and your soul.